course, this is another episode of Road Rage. I realize it's been a while since I've done a road rage video. Wow. But you know what? It's good driving weather. It's a little dark still in the morning. I'm on my way to work. And, I've been thinking. This one's a little off topic from my normal things, but I just thought I'd share it. And why not? It's just the way it is. And for all of you that are not familiar with road rage is I use a hands-free set here. My phone is set in there, so it's perfectly safe. And just recording audio while I drive, so no worries, nothing breaking the law, all 100% safe. Well, anyway, September 11th has passed again, and that always brings up memories. Between that and the Democratic debates about all wanting to pretty much take your guns away, but not saying that. Gun buyback, which is another fancy way of saying eventually we want to take your guns away. And some of them pretty much flat out admit that. And with all the stuff that's going on, it just reminded me of a simpler time. And so I want to talk about a time that I was at gunpoint. This won't be the only time in my life I've been at gunpoint either. But anyway, when I was younger, I'd say early 20s. Yes, you're going to call me a nerd on this, and that's okay. We like playing like laser tag kind of things. I still do. I can't wait to play with little Frugal. Matter of fact, he's old enough now he can handle it. We should be breaking out that stuff. And we had these laser tags. You get shot in the front, you get shot in the back because we had sensors for both sides. We had different kinds of guns too. And I mean, some of these are not just playing around wimpy kind of guns. These are pretty cool. For example, and I have a lot of these too. Like you have your traditional pistol. We had that. One of my friends had a shotgun, which was more like a buckshot. It didn't fire really a far range, but it shot a wide scatter shot range. I was always a good aim, so I have a sniper rifle for laser gunning, and it shot over 1,000 feet. So it had some pretty good distance for that, for toy laser guns. And what we do is we sort of do like a capture the flag, but it'd be with a base. We'd have a base unit at each end of an area, and you'd have to shoot the base out. The only way to shoot the base out is to get under it and shoot it. And we would play this at all kinds of different locations. We get around 18 people or so together. So if you think about it, it's not like a couple kids just run around shooting here, pew, pew, pew. I mean, we're talking 9 people on a side with walkie-talkies communicating, trying to get to the other side and blow out the other team while protecting your base too. And we would play this in areas all over the place. We'd play it right through a town, like have a base at one spot of town and then at the other side of town. So you'd have, not a big town though, like you'd have an 8-10 minute walk to get to the other side of the base. So they were a pretty good distance. And I mean, we'd be on top of buildings and everything else, shooting at each other and sniping each other. Sometimes we'd find a public school, and do it there. Things like that. And we'd have an absolute blast. By the way, we even had grenades. There was 360 degree laser burst grenades that would go off and just blow the crap out of you. So I mean, it was a hoot. Well, anyway, we'd do that. And then back in the day, that wasn't a big deal. You could get, even though we were 20-somethings, and we would all be out in all black for at night, or camouflage if we're doing it in the woods and stuff. But today you do that, you're probably going to get shot. Well, anyway, things just were starting to get a little more testy in the United States, but it was still before it got, the way it is now. And we were all playing, and evidently we found, we were playing, and all of a sudden, a bunch of us got surrounded by the cops. I mean, cop cars flew up, all of a sudden lights blazing, shotguns out, telling us to get on the ground. You gotta get on our knees, then put our weapon down, get on the ground. I mean, and they were forceful, don't get me wrong, but they weren't mean. They get on the ground, because, and I can understand that, a bunch of people supposedly run out with guns. What happens is they got a call that a militia was invading the town. So, of course, they had to respond. And all these news reports about how the cops are trigger happy and all that, not a case. the cops were absolutely wonderful. We got down, we did what we were supposed to. We listened to them. That was the key. We put our guns down, if you will. And when they realized, when they started talking to us, they realized, oh, they're just having a game of laser tag. They were completely nice about it. They're like, hey guys, how about this? They said, if you're going to do this through town or something, just call us ahead of time. Let us know your plan, because we got a call from somebody saying some militia was coming raiding the town. And matter of fact, they liked them so much that we showed them this stuff. They thought they were really cool. And they're like, if you ever want to schedule something, maybe we could, do a match with you. How cool is, and so, I could, we never did end up doing that, calling the police and having them do a match with us. Wish I did now then, because that was, wow, that was, that was over 20 years ago. But anyway, all the fear mongering and all that, but it just reminded me of the September 11th and all the police issues all the time we're hearing supposedly on the news. Everyone wants to blame the police for everything. I'm not saying they're 100% innocent. I'm not saying that. But then on top of that, with the DNC, Democratic, the Democratic debates and everything, pushing now to take guns away, it just reminded me of that. And, we had a lot of fun. We do that a lot. It was great exercise. I mean, because we'd be running miles, in very tactical planning. It was just a lot of fun. So my question to you guys, have you ever played laser tag or a form of laser tag? I know there's all kinds. I call it laser tag. That was actually a brand, I believe, but that wasn't the brand we're using. There was also a brand of Photon. The guns and stuff we were using were much better than those, the Photon and laser tag. I mean, we're talking longer distances, rapid fire machine guns and stuff like that. Absolute blast. We still have a lot of that stuff. I'm going to be breaking it out again, I think, with Little Frugal, and we're going to have some fun. It's great exercise. But did you ever play games like that? I'd be interested in knowing, if you did, how did you do it? Maybe you'll give me a good idea of how to do something with Little Frugal. Maybe I can have some of his friends come over and we can have a nice game of shooting each other or something like that, in a nice way, once again, because, say shooting each other, people are going to flip out. So I would love to hear if you did anything like that and what was your results on that too. And if you want to hear about the other time I was at Gunpoint, maybe I'll discuss that sometime as well. That one wasn't quite as pleasant and not as nice of a situation as with the police. But that's for another story for another day. Thank you for listening. And if you don't mind, if you enjoy these videos, please hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share these videos with other people. Let's get some fun conversations back. That's another reason I did this video. I realized I haven't been doing these for a while, is the social media aspect has been a little bit toxic lately, more than usual. A lot more arguing, and let's talk about some fun. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun talk, share some stories, comic book, nerd related, whatever it is. And just, let's mend this group back together again. All right, thanks again. Until next time, keep it frugal.